Double penetration.
I love DPs.
Like double penetration.
Some double penetration.
Double penetration on your own with some solo play.
Hello, and welcome to the Double Penetration Podcast. Here are your hosts, Creep and Steele.
Am I right?
Hardy
Am I
har
right?
har.
Wait, Mr. Chris Steele, is that you?
I think so.
Have you been abducted by pirates?
Not necessarily pirates, but alien pirates.
Oh damn, Mabu Nigel coming in strong. Got his people after you.
Fuck yeah, but I got all
Damn.
sorts of dope alien technology now, so fucking look out,
Oh
world.
damn.
I got a ray gun that I can shoot at ladies, and it instantly makes them orgasm. So,
Well then.
that's right. Broads are going to be lining up saying, shoot me, and I'll be like, yeah, that's right.
That's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. And then I got something else, but I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. And truth be told, I couldn't think of nothing
weird.
fresh.
Maybe you'll talk about it on Twitter one day.
Maybe. Unless I get banned, because I feel like I'm kind of shadow banned, because I keep dropping followers like crazy.
No, that's like a Twitter thing going on right now.
Oh, yeah, they're still doing the fucking purge.
Yeah.
Boo. I need more Twitter followers, so go follow me on Twitter, friends, at Mr. Chris Steele. That's MrKrisSteel. Creep, where can everybody find you?
Find me on creepqueen.com. Find me on Twitter at creepxqueen or add my Snapchat, creepqueenxxx. You can also catch me flying down flights of stairs.
Uh-oh.
You know, anywhere. Pretty much anywhere.
The bar that I used to frequent, they had an upstairs kind of like club that was supposedly supposed to have like a dress code. It was really fucking lame that they did. You couldn't wear hats, so your old pal had to do up his hair. But anyways, long story short, there was probably about 40 steps to go up to this dance club, and the steps were narrow. I seen so many fucking dudes and broads bite it going down those stairs drunk. Oh boy, was it funny. The whole way down on their asses.
That is so funny.
Everybody would laugh and have a good time, but, you know, first person that snaps their neck or, you know, knocks out a couple teeth, fun's over. But I don't go to the bar no more. I'm what you call old and boring.
Me neither.
I don't like drinking.
Me neither.
Because
I
drinking...
mean, I like drinking, but you know.
Well, drinking can lead to promiscuous sex.
Drinking can lead to breaking my sobriety.
That is true, and I don't want you to break your sobriety. But no, drinking could lead to promiscuous sex with unclean people.
Yes, it could.
Because today we are talking about STDs. And not the sexy kind.
That got so dramatic.
Well, you know, I'm working on my...
My AC turned on right when you said that, and it was like this hollow, like, behind you, and you were like, STDs. Like, it was like a moment. I don't know if you can hear that, but that was a moment for me.
I couldn't hear
it, but
funny. Hey, you know what? As long as you heard it, and you got a good feeling from it, who gives a shit, right? I'm glad that you got that feeling.
Yeah.
So what kind of STDs are we talking about? All of them, or
STD,
or just the
all of the STDs? Did you know that there are so many STDs? Because I did not. I thought there were like 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's over 30 STDs. I did not know that.
See, I only stick to the main ones: AIDS, HIV, crabs, and apparently a whole lot of people have chlamydia.
There are
Ouch.
so many STDs. Like, I just did not fucking know that.
Well, I mean, I knew about, you know, genital warts too, but that's nothing. I don't know.
Like, can you name 30 alone?
Fuck no.
You can't.
Hell no,
I
I can't.
I can't do that.
I guarantee this is a doctor probably couldn't. Well, no, a doctor probably could make me look like a fool trying to call somebody out.
HPV is scary. I thought there was only like one kind of HPV, but I guess there's like 40 of those, which I didn't know either.
Well, what's HPV for our uneducated listeners and an uneducated host? Me.
You don't know?
No, I know it's something having to do with like herpes, right?
No.
Oh.
HPV is different. HPV can lead, like, if you're female, you have HPV, that can lead to, like, cancer if you're, like, hoo-ha, stuff like that, like, no cancer. HPV is really bad because you can't, like, I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think you can cure HPV. Like, most women, females, whatever, like, you get a shot when you're, like, 12 or some shit like that. And it, like, protects you for the rest of your life, but you can get it anytime. Like, you can go now and get a fucking HPV shot, which you should do because it really, like, saves your ass on some shit.
So it's bad news then, huh? If you don't get that shot.
I don't think you can really get rid of it, and it's not like oh my god, like, oh, you have HPV. You know what I mean? It's not like AIDS. It's not like that, but
it could fuck you up, but it's not, a death sentence, or is it? Because I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, like, you can get cancer from it, but I don't think HPV alone is going to kill you.
Right. Cancer will. Cancer's a motherfucker.
I lied.
You lied.
I just looked it up. It says Americans clearly don't understand how deadly HPV is. HPV is the most common sexually transmitted disease in America, with the exception of HIV. It is also the most fatal. But for almost a decade, we've had a vaccine that prevents HPV infection and, by extension, the deadly cancers it causes. So, yeah, causes cancer. There's a shot. Everybody should get it because you don't want to get fucking HPV.
So is HPV only in women or is it in men too?
Well, I thought it was only women, and I read something the other day that was like maybe men, but I think it is just women. Like, I'm pretty sure it's only women.
Right, like we get prostate cancer. You chicks don't have to worry about that.
But HPV isn't just like, that's not cancer, you know what I mean? Like, that's different.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, different parts, different things, But, I mean, luckily, I've never really had like a scare because I never got an STD. I never got crabs. I never got like anything. I've only had one scare, and it was because I kind of fooled around with a stripper a few times, and I kind of got a little itchy down there, and I got real paranoid. So then I had to go to the doctors, and then they did the whole Q-tip and the urethra thing, and that kind of sucked. And but I was clean, so. And I thought I would learn to wear a condom, but I didn't want to.
You didn't.
Fuck
Oof.
no.
I feel like, sorry, I can prep my foot. This is killing me.
Can we talk about your foot or no?
Oh yeah, I broke my fucking toe, y'all. Like, I broke my motherfucking toe. And it was so funny. Like, honestly, I laughed. This just happened like an hour or less ago.
Right.
I laughed this whole fucking time. I have been dying fucking laughing for literally 45 fucking minutes straight. Like funny as fuck. Like, can we take a minute to appreciate this visual?
I think we can.
Of how I broke my toe. Oh god. So I bought this table. I bought this used table because I want to refurbish it. Like, I like that shit. I need projects. Like, I go crazy sitting in my house by myself. Right. Okay, so cool. So I've had this table sitting in my back seat for a couple days, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this shit up. It's a table, right? It's a regular table. It has this base, whatever, but it's like a round wooden. The top is like round and like solid wood as fuck.
So it's like a dining room table almost.
Yeah, it is a dining room table.
Okay.
And it has the glass, like a big circular glass and the big circular wood and the base.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I got this shit. I'm gonna go for the big piece first, motherfucker. So I get the wood. I get the fucking wood piece out of my fucking car. The big round fucking wood piece
I bet you
out of
did.
my fucking car. So like, flashback to me saying I live on the 3rd motherfucking floor. So
I used to have a flashback song, but I don't have it no more.
I wish you did.
I was supposed to get.
So here
weird.
I go, right? Here I fucking go. And this lady and her kid are coming around. They're passing the stairs, and the little kid's like, "Oh, what's that?" And she's like, "What's what?" And I'm like, "Here I am with this table, right?" And it's so big. Like, you don't understand like how big this fucking. And I'm like, fucking got my arms try to like get it up the fucking stairs, right? I get up the first flight of fucking stairs. Drop this solid ass piece of wood on my fucking big ass toe.
Oh, no.
Immediately crippled my foot. Like, immediately was crippled as fuck.
See, I didn't know that. That was your big toe you dropped it on?
Yeah, my big toe broke as fuck right now.
If it was your pinky toe, I'd be like, suck it up, kid. You'll be fine in a few days. But that big toe's a motherfucker.
It's my big toe. My big toe already, she big, okay? Like, now she thick as fuck. Like, she like, damn, girl.
Some
like,
foot fetish guy might like that. You should post a picture.
My foot immediately cripple. That's it. I fall over onto this big round wood piece of shit. Imagine me,
the creep queen,
sliding, hanging on. I'm hanging on to the fucking top of this table, screaming, ah, sliding down an entire flight of stairs on top of the table. Ah. And I fucking crash at the bottom. It's so funny. I crash at the bottom. There's all these people outside. The lady and her kids stopped. They were like, I'm like dying laughing. Like, when I get hurt, if anything bad happens ever, like, my first reaction is always to laugh because I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm dying fucking laughing and I can't fucking move. And the table's like on top of me. I can't move my foot like at all. And I'm like, dead laughing, and she's like, are you okay? Like, she doesn't know what to do either, and the little kid's just like, you know what I mean?
Right. It reminds me of the time I slipped and fell in the mall, and a little kid looked at me and said, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine,
I got this.
Yeah, like, I just slipped and
fell.
fell.
There were people like getting out of their car, but when it all started to happen, they like closed the door and just sat there and watched it all fucking go down. Like, I know they fucking did, because I saw those doors open at first. And
maybe you'll end up on like Fail Army or something. Like, somebody filmed it.
I wish somebody recorded this shit. Like, honestly, like, it sucks. Like, this sucks right now, but like, it is so funny. Like, that whole thing, like, I'm glad that I broke my toe in such a fucking comical way, because I keep replaying that in my head. Just me sliding down, literally like you sled, like sledding down the fucking stairs on top of this table.
So it's like one of those like circular saucer sleds for like the wintertime that people go down in hills. But you were like at a big wooden ass table sliding down that motherfucker.
How fucking funny is that? Like, immediately I was like,
shit. Damn.
Like, I was wearing flip-flops, of course, because what else am I supposed to do? Like, manly labor and obviously flip-flops.
Yeah,
so I was wearing flip-flops, of fucking course. And
makes sense.
I could not put my flip-flop back on, obviously, because I can't move my fucking toe. Like, my toe it ain't moving. Like, that shit is not fucking moving. So I couldn't put my flip-flops on, so I was like, fuck it. And I just pick them up, and I get this big-ass table off of me, because nobody helped me with that. She was just like, are you okay? Like, what the fuck? Like, are you good? Is you good?
I hear you.
So I get this table off of me, and I'm like hobbling. Like, I'm fucking hobbling over, and I roll the table, and it's sitting up against my fucking apartment building right now. I was like, can I leave this here? And she was like, yeah, definitely, like, yeah, you can just leave that. I'm like, okay, great. And I like hobble up the stairs and just like died.
You're like, I gotta move this big ass table upstairs.
Like, still sitting down there.
Did you like put like
I can't bring it up now. Like, what the fuck am I supposed? I couldn't even put it back in my car if I wanted to. Like, I can hardly fucking walk.
You got yourself a conundrum.
Oh, it is so funny. Like, I'm dead. Like, that shit's funny as fuck.
Hey, send me a picture of your toe. I want to see it, and I want to get a live reaction. Like, she hasn't. I have no clue what her toe looks like. She could just be, being a sweet little baby, acting like it's really bad, but it's really not.
Nope.
Or she could just be this tough ass broad that has just this big purple, blue,
my bones
red.
sticking out and shit.
Yeah.
No, my whole toe was like immediately black. My whole fucking toe, like my big toe, immediately, like before I even got up to even attempt to put my flip flop on, it was black and blue.
Did it land on like your toenail? Because you might have to have.
No, it landed like right in the middle of my toe, like where the fucking toe knuckle is.
Because I know that I've seen people before where they'd get like finger smashed or like toe smashed. They have to like take a hot needle and poke it through their fingernail to relieve the pressure. I watched Deadliest Catch and I seen that shit.
No, like, we're not trying to talk about that right now.
No, because
seeing like what the fuck. It's gross. Like,
fuck. Well, you know what? It could be worse. You could have broke a leg.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. I hate that. It could be worse. Like, I know. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not fucking bitching about it. Like, it's funny as fuck.
No. I know you're not bitching. I mean, that's trust me. I know when the creep queen's bitching.
Everybody knows.
Oh, yeah. But What are we talking
Can you
about?
just like please imagine me? Like, please just fucking see me in your head. Like,
Oh no, I am. I imagine you like hanging on, and it's like almost like Home Alone, where you're sliding down the steps.
Yes. Oh my god.
I'm telling you,
I'm fucking dead.
you might need to hire an assistant.
Hmm?
You might need to hire an assistant, but more so to just videotape you, just to see all your wackiness. Not even to like help you
So
around the house or like do shit.
Like my day already, like I woke up, my toilet, like my master bathroom toilet broken. Went out, I was like, fuck
Jesus
this, I'm
Christ.
gonna make coffee. So before I even got to my coffee pot, I literally like basically threw my phone on the fucking kitchen tile and was like, fuck it, and fucking started my coffee and picked it up. It smashed to fuck, right? And I was like, fuck it. Then I went to fix the toilet. And then I fucking came back and there's no fucking coffee creamer, right? And I was like, that's the worst part of my whole day is no fucking coffee creamer. So I was like, fuck this, like, great day. Like, I'm gonna have a good fucking day. Like, I'm gonna have a great day. Like, we're all gonna have a great fucking day. It's gonna be a great day.
A
And then I
fun
broke my
day.
nose. And I'm still like, I'm gonna have a great day, okay? I am going to. 10 minutes, I'm gonna get decapitated. I'm gonna have a great day. Just in my head saying that shit.
Well, that would be awful because I can see you right now, and you know, I'm not saying that if it was just an audio thing, you hearing you be decapitated wouldn't be bad, but it would be less worse than actually seeing it. I'd rather hear it than see it because I've seen a couple decapitations in my life, and it's not something that I care to see again.
I'm starting to get echoey. Oh, it stopped. Weird.
Oh, weird.
So, anyways, STDs, huh?
Yeah. Do you know 1 in 2 sexually active people will get an STD or an STI?
That is so crazy because so many people all the time want to be like, nope, never had one,
So
never
wait.
had one. Like, there's no fucking shame in having a fucking STD. Like, especially like they're that fucking common.
Well,
like,
what's an
every other
STI?
person has a fucking STD. Like has had one. Like,
What's an STI? Sexually transmitted infection?
yeah, but it's the same thing.
Well,
It's just terminology. It's literally the same thing. It's just terminology. And then I was reading the STI. Like, the word STI is more accurate because not every STI is a disease. Like, most of them
Gotcha.
aren't diseases. So STD is just like an old term that they're like trying to
Right.
transition into STI.
Mm-hmm. So, like, an STI would be like crabs and, things
An
that are
STI is
treatable.
literally everything that is an STD.
Oh.
An STI is everything. Chlamydia, herpes, everything is an infection. Do you know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
they literally are the same thing. It's like if you call me Creep or you call me Dorothy, like I'm the same person.
Or Nikolai.
Like, it's same.
What was the fuck? The other day, where my wife and I were watching something on TV. Oh, I was doing a Cajun accent. We were watching some cooking show, and I was doing a Cajun accent, and my name was...
Oh, God, do it.
What's up, this old Rick James? I'm gonna make some Creole barbecue. I was doing shit like that. She's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I just don't know anymore. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's like all my like, I talk to myself a lot, so I don't get bored.
Oh, yeah, same.
I think I make up people in my head, so
Sorry.
it happens. Got to get adjusted. See, I thought
You're
something
doing
was
that the whole
different
time.
when we first got on our Google Hangout. I noticed that you were in a different area, so I kind of figured it out
it's
that you have your
I'm
foot
trying
up,
to keep my foot
elevated.
like good. Yeah, so I'm chilling on the couch.
You got cold peas on it or anything icy?
I did. I had ice on it and it was not helping the I held ice on it for 30 minutes. It didn't do shit for the swelling. I was like, I gotta get ready for this fucking show.
The only way to get the swelling down with ice or without it is you would have to have your foot elevated above your heart. So
yeah, it was like
yeah.
I was laying down and my foot
Okay.
was like, it was up. It was up there because I immediately fucking dying laughing. I called somebody I know that works in a hospital and I was like, bitch, and she was like, bitch, and I was like dying laughing. I told her and she was like, okay, fucking raise your foot all the way, put some ice on it, and quit being a fucking dumbass. Bro, like my knee. I'll send you a picture of my knee. It's like
Why can't I see a
it's like
picture
a
of your
burn hole
toe?
in my knee.
Why
It's
can't I see a
so
picture of your
funny.
toe? That's like, I mean, it's such a big deal. You don't have to post it on Twitter, and I won't show nobody. But I wouldn't mind
I
seeing
want
what
you
you're
to see
working
my
with.
big toe.
I want to see your big ass toe.
I don't want you to.
For Christ's sakes. I've seen your fucking
Look, this
vagina.
Is my knee. This is my knee. It burns so bad still, and it's like not even that serious. Like my knee really doesn't even look that serious. I just sent you a picture of that. It's like a little burn hole. Like
it's like a little Indian burn, or you're fucking getting bagged doggy
so
style and
funny.
you slid on the carpet too hard. Just send me a picture of your
tiny.
If you don't send me a picture of your goddamn toe, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
Hey, you know when I'm like, oh, tell us about this, and you're like, no, and I'm like, oh, come on, and you're like, no,
like
and I'm
what?
Like, okay, got you. Like, this is one of those moments. Like, just drop it. Like, I'm not doing that right now.
All right.
Like,
All right.
I ain't showing you my big toe. I'm embarrassed about my big toe right now, and it's hairy, and I don't even want to look at it because it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Man.
And it freaks me out right now. I'm sorry.
The funny thing is, though, I've seen every single part of your body.
You ain't never seen my big toe.
Like, literally. I've seen your fucking asshole.
I might send you a picture later.
Okay. I might send you a picture later.
Asshole,
okay.
but not my big toe, though.
Big Toto.
My big toe,
You know, if you test positive for an STD, you should contact all sexual partners from the past 60 days.
See, like, I didn't know that. Like, I always wondered, like, how far back it would go, because I've never had an STD, but I always, like, thought, like, wow, like, I'm probably going to get one of those, because, like, my boyfriends always cheated on me. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Right.
It would be a miracle. Like, I just always thought I was going to get something from them, because they were always sleeping around. And I know some of the people they were sleeping around with, and those people were sleeping around. Do you know what I mean? Like, whew,
See,
just thought,
I knew that when you got an STD, the right thing to do would be to alert, your past partners. But I mean, 60 days.
I didn't know it was like 2 months.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought it was like a month or like a few weeks or something.
Well,
like, I didn't know. But it's also true that, like, you cannot even know you have an STD for a while. Like, you can never have symptoms of it. So, like, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, what would happen if, like, all of a sudden you realize, oh man, I'm losing a shit ton of weight and I'm not doing nothing, and then you realize you got, HIV, but you had that feeling for like 2 years. Like, I mean, like, what are you supposed to do at that point? I mean, fuck, this isn't the 80s anymore, so contacting people is pretty easy. Facebook, come on now.
If you remember, I can't tell you half the people I fucked.
Yeah,
like,
me either.
Sucks for y'all. Like, I don't even know.
Well, yeah, like I said, the only worry I had was that one stripper that one time, but
I never was like, oh my, like, I never felt like I had signs of anything. Like,
so you never went and got tested
like,
for
I
anything?
used to get UTIs a lot because, like, I always worked in, like, I worked in a restaurant for a long time, and you can't pee when you're supposed to pee. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you hold that shit in, you get a UTI. I mean, you can get a UTI from fucking anything. And I think I told this on our Thanksgiving episode or some shit like that, or fucking embarrassing parent stories. But, like, my boyfriend at the time, his mom could have sworn I had a fucking STD. Like, she was like, I'm taking you to the doctor. And I was like, it's a UTI. Like, I'm good.
I remember
and she was
that.
like, no, I'm going with you. Like, she really thought I had something. I was like, it's just a UTI. Like,
yeah, that was our Thanksgiving one. I remember that.
Because they prayed for it. And I was like, oh, it's just a UTI. Like, it's not that serious.
They prayed for it.
Because I remember the doctor came out and she was like, what does she have? And I was like, it's a UTI. And the doctor was like, yeah, she has a UTI. And she was like, that's it. And I was like, wow, like, you're like, fuck off. Like,
Jeez.
I'm not the one sleeping around. You know what I mean? Like, your son's sleeping around. Like, fuck off.
Boy, she thought highly of you if she's going to say, that's it.
That was when they didn't really, like, that was kind of like in the beginning. Like, they didn't really know me that well.
They just knew you as Doc.
She was like, this bitch. I looked like a little trash basket when I met them, honestly. Like, I looked so trashy.
Trash.
I really did. Like, I would have thought I had an STD too.
That's funny.
I've never actually. Today was the first day I've ever known somebody that got crabs.
See, I've never gotten crabs.
I've never gotten crabs, but not only, I've never even, like, heard somebody say, like, I have crabs. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard people be like, oh, I have chlamydia, or oh, I have herpes, or oh, I have this or that. Like, I never heard anybody be like, I have crabs.
A lot of my dude friends, like 17, 18, 19 years old, like all those dudes, a whole gang of them all got crabs. And I think they were probably just fucking the same girl. But because it's like one right after another got crabs. So either they were banging the same girl or they were fooling around with each other and they were trying to figure out a way to initiate me into the gang.
Oh my god!
Because they all got crabs.
That is fucking. Can you like it's bad enough to be like, oh, I got crabs, but to be like, me and all my friends have crabs. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
I'm still trying to figure it out to this day.
that is so funny.
I
never worried about it because I never had pubes. Like, I've been shaving my pussy since I was like 11. Like, since I got hair on my pussy, I've been shaving my pussy.
If a quick funny story, like when I was a little kid, my mom told me the story. She said, "Yeah, when you were maybe like 2, you saw your dad naked, and you were wondering why he had hair on his penis, and I had to tell him that, blah blah blah, puberty and all this and that." Well, apparently I told my mom that when I get pubic hair, I was gonna comb it and make sure it looked nice and neat.
Oh my god, give it a mohawk. I could see you giving your pubes a mohawk.
I did. Then I fucking my wife laughed at me.
That's so funny. I keep moving like closer and farther away, like to and from the mic. So I'm sorry if does it sound like I'm having a hard time sitting still.
I know. Well, you usually do, so it's nothing new.
But it doesn't sound like horrible.
Nah, it is what it is.
Okay.
It's a podcast. We're allowed to kind of have shit audio from time to time.
I know. I just hate when I'm yelling. Sometimes I listen to episodes and I'm like yelling, and I'm like, I'm gonna turn that shit down.
Well, that was back when your microphone was MIA. So.
Oh yeah, somebody was talking to me about that the other day. They were like, the quality of your show sucks. And I was like, no, listen, like I didn't have my mic for like 2 months and I was traveling. I only had my headphones and like, I'm sorry, but go listen now. And he listened. He was like, oh, that's good. Okay, you're good. Like,
yeah.
So I appreciate anyone who stuck through those because woof.
Because woof.
Bad fuck.
Oh, they weren't bad.
That's funny that all your friends got crabs.
Yeah, but the other thing too is like you said, like you started shaving your pubes. Like I started shaving my pubes right away too. I was like, I don't want pubes. So
I don't want pubes.
No, I don't
my mom caught me shaving my pubes once, and she got pissed.
She probably thought, "Oh, my daughter's slutting around."
She was like, "Who are you fucking?" I was like, "Nobody." Like, I didn't lose my virginity till I was old as fuck, and I was like 13 at this point. She's like, "Why are you shaving? What are you doing? Like, do you even know what you're doing? Like, what the fuck?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Who you fucking?" I was like, "I'm not fucking nobody." I was grounded, and all I did was shave my pubes. That bitch grounded me. I was like, "This is a ripoff." Like, I shaved my arms. I've always shaved every part of my body. Like, fuck off. Like
your friends were like, "Oh,
grounded.
Can Dot come out and play?" No, she's grounded. Then at school, they're like, "What'd you get grounded for?" "Oh, shaving my pussy. My mom got mad."
She shaved her pubes.
Oh, shit. Too funny. Want to read that other fact?
Oh, yeah. So, like, I didn't really know this till recently either, but, like, as a woman, if you get chlamydia, like, multiple times or don't get it treated, you can, like, seriously cause damage, like, not be able to have kids and just, like, not function well down there and, like, all that shit, like, which I never really knew that. Like, I don't feel like anybody really educated me on that. Like, I know a lot of people or like know of people who like didn't get it treated or like didn't know and then like now like can't have kids or like have to use, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
I think definitely when I was in school, for sure, our sexual education was shit. Like it was dumb. And like this is kind of a funny story, and I don't mean any disrespect by this story. But I remember when we were in 6th grade, and it was, when they're like, all the boys have to go to one classroom, and then all the girls have to go to another classroom, that shit, right? So we were learning about sex education, and my one friend, David, raised his hand and said, if 2 mentally challenged people have sex, and he didn't say mentally challenged, he said the R word, and I don't want to offend anybody, and he said, if they have sex, will their kid come out the same way? And I remember just laughing at that, thinking like that's the first question you're going to have is that? Like, I'm just learning about a pussy and all this crazy shit, and that's your first fucking question is if 2 mentally handicapped people have sex and they have a baby? Like, Jesus Christ, how long have you known about this? This is a whole new world to me. So
that's fucked up.
Yeah. I remember that, and I remember thinking, God damn, like, how advanced are you?
You're like, I didn't even know this was called my dick.
Like, he's already past all that. He knows where babies come from.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Okay.
And his last name was Cox.
That's funny.
I just outed him. Whatever.
That's funny.
So. Oh, you know what I get to play?
Yeah, play it up, do it up, do it, do it.
Email. Now, when we first started soliciting for STD stories, I honestly didn't think we were going to get a single one. I thought we were going to have to scrap this episode. I thought we would get
a lot. I really did.
Really?
Just because I know so many people have it. I am so open. I'm so open in my personal life. I'm so open with work. Like, I'm super, I just forget that a lot of people are like shy about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's maybe one thing I wouldn't tell everybody. One thing.
I know
anything.
one thing you won't show everybody.
And I'd probably tell that. Like, if you really asked me, I'd be like, okay, this is what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I just forget people are like shy about that shit.
Well, I just thought people would be like, you know what? I went through some shit. I really don't feel like living it again. And I'm not going to email anybody your story. I mean,
that's how people were. Like, I put out a poll and everything. Not that many people, like maybe half the people that normally vote on my stuff voted, and they all said no. And I'm like, somebody's lying though. And it's anonymous. Polls are anonymous. Like, I wouldn't even know if you said yes. Like, it was like 7% said yes or something stupid.
And even if you're worried, like us knowing, like, I'll be honest, like once we do a show and read the emails, most times I forget about them unless they stick with me. Like the kid getting a fucking fart in his mouth in like one of our first episodes. Like, for whatever reason, that email stuck with me because it was just like, come on, man.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's so concerned.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think about shit. Like, because again, like, I'm so open. I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. That happened. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, you good? Okay, cool. You good? Like, whatever.
Right. You know, I didn't have any pus dripping out of my dick, so I don't have no funny story to tell.
Ow. All right. I was fucking this well-known famous guy for a while and have always gotten checked regularly for STDs. Well, I went to get my test done and they said I had chlamydia. I panicked. Went to get another one and it came back the same. He kept swearing he was clean, so when I went for my fourth, it came back negative. I was so relieved but freaking out. How could this happen? They assured me and ran another test and said I was clean and clear the whole time, but boy, what a scar. That's crazy. Like, that sucks.
Well-known famous guy. I wish this person would have
I know who it is.
Oh, you know the famous person?
I know who it is.
Will you text it to me? I won't say it. I have to know.
I can't.
Aw. That sucks. Well, I'm
a man of my word.
You're a woman.
Ain't no bitch.
Bitch.
My big toe looks like a dick right now. Like, that counts. Right?
I guess. I can't see it.
I was talking to somebody from the hall for it, and she was saying that. She was like, wow, it really does. Like, that shit's as big as a little chode, bitch. Like, I'm going to start asking to see your dick every day.
That's hilarious. Yo, whip that dick out, creep. You flop it on the ground. Not a table.
Damn, it goes down to the ground. Yeah, it does.
I was working at a
Sorry.
It's all right. I was working at a hospital and found out I had chlamydia by a routine blood test for work. Oh, I was dating a guy, and when I called him out, freaking out, he swore he got it from me, but I was only fucking him, and he was sleeping around. Wow.
I also don't get that whole, oh, there was a part to this story I forgot to add.
I might have it.
No, I'll add it right now. Read it.
He also picked up his medication.
No.
Oh.
Read it again.
He also never picked up his medication. Dun, dun,
Isn't
dun.
that so bad? Like, what are you doing if you're not getting your medication? That is so bad.
Well,
that is so bad. Just treat it. Like, just treat it, and then it's done. Unless you have AIDS, like, nothing is going to stick with you. Like, just get the medicine, take the medicine. You're fine. Like, move along.
So because
he probably infected so many other people with that shit.
I've never had chlamydia. I've never known anybody that has had chlamydia. Like, is it like a fucking like a rash, or is it like a real gross,
I don't know,
drippy fucking puss or dick?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Let's look up chlamydia.
Chlamydia symptoms. I meant to do that. I meant to get some like common ones, but you know, whatever. Here we are. It is pain in your eyes, lower abdomen, pelvis, testicle, or vagina. can occur during sexual intercourse or during urination. Abnormal vaginal or penile, is that how you say that? I mean, it's not written down. I just feel like that's how you would say that. Penile discharge or vaginal bleeding or eye discharge or spotting, which is hard because, like, so as a female, I go to the doctor. Like, I have a lot of pain. Like, when I have sex, I have a lot of pain because I have an ovary problem. I have a lot of different problems. Like, sex can be really painful for me, right? So when they say that and you're like, yeah, they're like, oh God, you have chlamydia. Like, no, I don't. Like, give me a test. Like, I'm clean as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's so frustrating because it's like spotting. Like, some girls spot when they have their period, especially if they're on birth control. Like, some girl, you know what I mean? Right. So it's just like, they scare you about shit sometimes when you go to the doctor, go to the gyno, and they like ask you like routine questions, but get like really weird about shit when you like answer it, honestly. Even when you don't have anything, like.
I was just looking up pictures of chlamydia dicks and pussies. Ugh.
What about the blue waffle?
Oh, fucking gross. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know how many times I've fucking looked up the blue waffle to have a good laugh with my friends? More times than I'd like to admit.
It traumatized me. I did that so much in high school. I was like, look it up, and it traumatized me.
Well, we also, you know, we used to fucking watch One Man, One Jar.
But that doesn't bother me. Like, I do that to people about the Fruit Loop thing, but it doesn't bother me. Like, that, the blue waffle, like, really, like, I still, like, think about it sometimes and, like, want to throw up.
Do you remember the game that we used to play on the old show?
Yes.
I can't believe I still have that.
We should bring it back.
We should bring it
and different.
We should bring it back, but we definitely need other people with us to watch certain things.
Definitely.
Because that's the fun part.
Yeah.
But
Duh. How about that one time? No, I'm just kidding. It's not me. My ex gave me crabs and swore he got them from a toilet seat, but
come on.
I call bullshit. He asked how to get rid of them, and I told him to shave himself and then treat himself. You don't have to shave yourself. I died when I read that shit. I was like, go you, bitch. Like, go you.
See, I'm still curious how all my buddies got crabs.
Like, I always thought you could get it from a toilet seat. Can you not?
I don't know.
Can you get crabs from a public toilet? It's right there. Autofill, baby.
I mean, if it's...
A common misconception is that pubic lice are spread easily by sitting on a toilet seat. This would be extremely rare because lice cannot live long away from a warm human body, and they do not have feet designed to hold on to or walk on smooth surfaces such as toilet seats. Boom.
Boom.
Myth bunk. Boom.
Boom. We should make a new show called Sex Busters where we fucking destroy all myths about STDs and... You know, we'll be done.
You can get an STD on a toilet seat, but only if
the person's
you have
still
a
sitting
cut
on
or
it.
Sore on the buttocks or thighs that would like touch where the STD is on the toilet seat, like in a short period of time. That's pretty crazy.
I remember in the late 80s, early 90s when like AIDS and HIV really became like, holy shit, this is like scary. And they used to have like PSA phone numbers where you could call and talk about, you know, if you have any questions about AIDS and STD. And I remember we used to prank phone call them. I remember my brother had called and said, "Can you get AIDS for sitting on the toilet seat?" And the lady's like,
God.
No, you can't. He says, "Well, what if the person's still on it?"
Oh my God.
Good times. Good times. My ex... Oh, wait, you already read that one. I gotta scroll down. So after my mom died and my ex of 5 years, he was my first, cheated on me, I became a slut. And she put slut in quotes. Good for you. And definitely wasn't being safe about it. Anyways, I went to get tested, and what do you know? I have chlamydia. It was heartbreaking, and I had no clue. Luckily, it was curable. Fast forward 6 to 9 months, and I had a fuck buddy, and he'd always be like, "You're on birth control, right? You're clean, right?" And I always say yes because, well, I was. Every time we'd have sex, he'd ask if I was clean. Fast forward a month or two, I get tested again just to make sure I was still good. And what do you know? I have chlamydia again. God damn, that would suck.
That sucks.
The dude that always wanted me to make sure I was clean gave it to me. Well, he was probably making sure he didn't give it to you. Duh.
What?
Well,
Doesn't
because
make sense.
yeah, it does. He said the dude always wanted me to make sure I was clean, gave it to me.
Oh,
He
I
knew
got
that he
you.
probably
I see what
had
you're
it, and he
saying.
didn't want to
Yeah,
give it
I
to
see what
her.
you're saying.
So yeah, I was just mind blown. I know it was gone, and I was for sure it was him. I was so worried I'd give it to him something. What?
What?
Huh?
That was.
He was
Man,
so
yes,
worried I'd give him something when he really gave it to me. And that's the story and how I got a STD not once, but twice.
That fucking sucks. I would be pissed. Like, that doesn't suck. Like, oh, shame on you. That sucks. Like, I would be so upset, I think. Or would I? I don't know. I just broke my toe and I really don't give a fuck. Maybe I'd be like, oh, I got it again. Weird. Like,
Weird, huh?
like, I don't know.
Weird.
Poor girl.
That would suck.
That is stupid. I often wonder, like, honestly, like, I've dated people that I've been like, I wonder, like, I know that everybody that I fuck is clean and shit like that, but, like, I always wonder, like, what if somebody had AIDS or like, it could be anything, but I'm always like, what if somebody had AIDS and, like, did that to you? Kind of like how I'm a really paranoid person anyway, but, like, kind of how we talked about, like, getting somebody pregnant to stay with them. I think about that about AIDS sometimes, or like different diseases. Is that weird that I think about that? Like, I always worry about it. Like, fuck.
I mean, we all think
There's
about.
got to be people out there that would do that, though.
Well, I'm
that
sure
would just
there
be
is.
like that evil.
Well, do you remember the old wives' tale or like the old fucking like I don't know what you call it. I don't know, whatever Snopes does, myths or whatever the fuck they do, but there was this old story that used to go around my school that there was this girl that used to go to this school here that she went on spring break to like Cancun or some fucking bullshit. And she met a guy and they had this spring break fling and he wrote her this nice long note and said, don't read it until you get on the airplane because I don't want you something, something, something. Well, and at the end of the note, it said something like, welcome to the world of AIDS. So like,
oh my god.
yeah, that always was like a
Jesus. Oh my god. Sorry, he just scared the fuck out of me. Don't do that.
oh.
I'm sorry. That scared the fuck out of me.
Creep getting scared is always funny.
But
But yeah, that was always like one of the rumors that went around my school about some girl. So
that's crazy.
but there was also the rumor that the same girl also fucked herself with a frozen hot dog and it broke off inside of her and she had to go to the hospital to get it
that
removed.
makes me really sad. That poor girl. Like, that's not nice.
But it's nobody ever knew who this girl was. It was always just like, oh, the girl that went to this school. Nobody. There was never like
it was like a specific.
No.
It was. I was like, that's really fucked up.
No.
That is so funny.
It was never like, oh, fucking goddamn Becky over
funny.
there.
It was like a
Yeah.
ghost story. Basically.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
that's funny. That's
Yeah.
really funny then.
Yeah, those things always used to go around our school all the time. It's like, oh.
That's funny.
So
There was this one girl everybody said fucked herself with a marker in 6th grade.
well, you know.
And I was like, oh my god. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I did that Tuesday. Like, what's cool? Like,
With a
whatever.
marker?
You know what I mean? Like,
Is it one of those markers that are like really smelly that get you high?
oh my god, like a Sharpie?
No, Sharpies don't have that much of a scent. But they're really they may
Like
even
those old school like silver ones.
yeah,
that are,
those
like,
big thick round
metal.
ones. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember being in school smelling them and just being like teacher getting mad, but we all be
I
just
love
smelling.
that smell.
Do you remember the markers that used to like smell like cherry or grape or lime?
Yes.
Those were the shit.
Do you remember the fucking glue? It wasn't glitter glue. It didn't just have glitter in it. It had like full ass pieces of confetti, like stars and shit.
No, that wasn't around in my time. I was too old.
I looked
for
it
that
up. I
shit.
can't even find it, so I think I'm like full of shit. Do you remember the peanuts that had chocolate in them?
The peanuts that had chocolate.
We'll talk
on?
about that later because I need people to find those for me.
You mean
I'll
goobers?
ask you later.
So wait, they were peanuts that had chocolate in them.
It was like, okay, so they were made by Planters, and they're in this shiny bag. It was in a little resealable bag, like even back in the fuck. It was like in the 90s, early 2000s, whatever. And they were like, it wasn't really like a peanut, but it looked like a peanut. It was shaped like a peanut. It was like a little crispy.
Oh,
it was
okay.
a crispy thing. It looked like a peanut, and it was filled with chocolate inside.
Gotcha. I vaguely kind of have a
Like,
vague
if I
recollection.
could find those, I would die. Like, I would fucking.
Well,
oh,
did you
man, I
know-
would marry whoever found those for me?
Did
like,
you know-
dead ass? Like,
Do you know that Planters stopped making the cheese balls?
I don't know. I didn't know.
Cheese balls are the shit.
Yeah, but like
not cheesy balls.
Dollar store ones are just as good. What do you mean?
No, Planters. There's something about the Planters ones that were the bomb.
Cheese balls?
Yeah. Planters.
Oh, I don't know. I always thought the ones in the big like plastic barrel thing were better. I don't know why. All my friends think so too. I don't know if that's like a thing. Is there like a big conspiracy like Planters versus big barrel cheese balls?
I don't know. Maybe Planters lost and they fucking bowed out of the cheese ball game because they knew. It's quite possible. Hey, maybe they got chlamydia. Who knows?
Dead. He kept having symptoms. Let's just pretend this story is about Planters.
Okay. The Planters peanut guy.
Planters is he.
Yeah.
He kept having symptoms of itching and burning when he peed, and instead of going to get tested himself or doing anything logical, he assumed I gave him an STD because he looked up the symptoms online. Then he dropped it for a few weeks and brought it back up the day I started my new fall semester of college. I was in class and he texted me, "I'm going to get tested," and called me dirty for wanting to still have sex with him when he could possibly have something I gave him. So I left class early, drove all the way to his work, and said, "Let's go together." Instead, he pouted in his car and we didn't go. A few weeks later, when we move in together, he says the symptoms are still there. Let me remind you, I had zero signs of anything. So I went to my gyno and got a pap and blood work done. And it turns out I had a yeast infection and a UTI that I most likely got from him because he wasn't big on personal hygiene and he was the one with the symptoms all along. Man, that's it. Why are they together? Manners is a bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like my ex-boyfriend. Get down.
What a little bitch pouting in his car.
That really does sound like my ex-boyfriend. Dun dun dun.
Here's the thing that like I said, I've admitted.
And like, why would you wait till like an important day to be like, "Fuck you, you dirty whore"?
Well, not only that, but she moved in with him knowing he has bad personal hygiene. What the fuck? I mean, most dudes are gross, but I try to take a shower every day. I may miss a day, but I try to.
There's a lot of guys I know that do not.
Most dudes are gross.
And a lot of my friends' boyfriends do not.
What? Take showers?
Yeah, I mean, not like, they never shower, but like way less frequently.
Like I said, I try to do it every
maybe like
day.
a shower a week, or like I don't know, every other day. But like
when
they're sweating,
my
gross.
ankle was broken and I couldn't I had to just keep my foot elevated. So all I could really do is kind of give myself a sponge bath. But the first time I got to take a shower was like probably the best feeling I've ever had in my entire life. There's just something about not taking a shower for fucking 3 months because I couldn't stand, and then being able to stand and take a shower. God damn, that was fucking awesome.
I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, that sounds like when I get really depressed, I don't want to shower. Like, I'll definitely like, not for nothing. Like, if I'm really, really like all the way like in a dark hole depressed, I probably won't shower for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, well. Which
is like rare. Like that's rare. Like I'm not usually just in a super deep dark hole of depression. You know what I mean? Like not getting out of bed, like not doing shit.
I've only had that happen
when I'm
once in my
fucking
life.
comatose in my bed, not showering. Like that's still gross. Ow.
I can't imagine going more than a day and a half, 2 days without taking a shower. God damn, a 1 shower a week. Fuck that. Clean your balls, fellas. You might get more blowjobs. That's what I've learned. If you're clean and smelling nice, chicks will go down on you. Right, creep?
I don't know. I'd suck a dirty dick.
See? There you go. Man, back home in Indiana, I just turned 22. Finally back home after dropping out of college and went to Job Corps. I was getting teased by the fellas that I only fuck white girls. Oh, this gentleman must be black.
Oh, God. I didn't proofread this one.
Well, you know. Because they only see me with a black girl a few times. So it was St. Patrick's Day. We went to the bar, and there was this BBW, and I was in to prove them wrong. I smash all types of girls, no matter the race, because I love women. Hell yeah, brother. Smash her in my car, and then went back in to get shit-faced. The next day, I went back to the bar to get my car, got a lift home. That's smart, because you don't want to drive drunk. Like old pal Chris.
We approve this message.
Well, when I was drinking, they didn't have lifts in Monroe, Michigan. We we only
friends. We still had sober friends we could have used.
No, all I had was drunk friends. What are you talking about? I was a designated drunk driver. Anyways, talking to the owner, he knew my mom and grandma. He went to school with my grandma. A white man came in and shot up the place because he said he got an STD. Long story short, it was from a BBW girl. I was mad scared, so now I go get tested every 6 months. Well, hell yeah.
I'm so glad that was the last story. Like, that was that took so many turns. Took so many turns. Oh, God.
Drops out of college, gets teased, finds out he only fucks white girls, and, it's a black guy. I didn't know that.
Oh, God. A man shoots up the place.
Yeah. Like, STDs all over this motherfucker.
BBW, getting it in with everybody.
Yep. Spreading that fucking dirty pussy. Getting a dirty dick.
Oh, my God.
I guess the final thought or takeaway is to get tested. And if your partner sits there and keeps asking you, you got an STD? You got an STD? More than likely, your partner's got the STD.
I've been with a lot of people that ask me that a lot, and not because they have one, but because they just assume I do, which is like so fucking annoying. Like, so fucking annoying.
It's a little rude,
that is
too.
So fucking annoying. It's so annoying. Did I mention that?
I've known you now.
How much time do we have? Huh?
9 minutes.
Okay.
But I've known you now. I guess on a personal, like, obviously before we started DPP, we knew each other, but like not like on a personal level like we do now.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever once thought you had an STD or even like thought to even ask you. Like, I mean, just because it's just like kind of like a shitty question to ask somebody anyways. And especially because it's like, well, even if you do, who gives a shit? I'm not fucking you, so. I don't care.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There was one. Can I tell a short story?
Absolutely.
I didn't know if we had time. So I was with this guy, right? And I really don't just like fuck random people. Like I used to, but I don't do that anymore.
Me either.
Ever. Like I really just don't like to have sex with people like that. Fuck. God damn. Fuck. Sorry. So, anyways, he was eating me out, or he was fingering me, eating me out and shit. And like afterwards, literally like right afterwards, he's like, damn, like you really like smell good. Like you really taste good. Like no offense, but like I'm shocked. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that is so I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like what do you mean? And he was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't sure about you and like your job and stuff. And like, I don't know. I'm shocked. Like, it's really good. But like, I'm kind of shocked. Like, sorry. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a shitty thing to say.
I mean, like, props for being honest as fuck. And like, props to me for having a delicious fucking vagina. But like,
delicious.
Fuck you. Like,
right.
Fuck you.
It reminds me of a story, and I'll tell it real quick, but I will not mention names because it could be embarrassing. But if the gal hears this and she knows who she is, let's just say your boyfriend told a funny tale. So a buddy of mine was dating this chick, and he was eating her pussy. And then afterwards, she asked him how it tasted, and he said, do you want me to be honest? She says, yeah. And he goes, it kind of tasted like onions. Then they broke up shortly there afterwards.
Onions is like so random. Like that's so fucking random.
Well, not only that, but I mean, onions are pretty pungent. So
that is, I've never in my life heard of anybody's pussy smelling or tasting like a damn onion. Like some nasty shit, yeah, but an onion, like that's funny.
See, my thought was, I wonder if it was like a red onion or a sweet Vidalia or maybe even like a yellow.
A white onion. A white onion's like
a white onion's pretty potent. Yellow onions really bad.
White onions are like nothing. Red onions are like strong as fuck.
Yeah. I wonder if she was like, eating a lot of onions at the time.
Weird. I mean, it was like I've tasted some fellas like my ex, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. Yeah. Like we all have bad days. Like
right.
Sometimes like I've been with some guys it's like always bad and you're like, boo, like what you eating? Like fuck, like shit. You know what? Like, ooh,
Well, I mean, if a dude wants his loads to taste good, they fucking... I knew at one point there was this company that was making these like citrus pills that you could take, and apparently it would make a dude's load taste good.
the amount, like, I've looked into this so much because, like, I don't know, I just research random shit, and everybody been like, oh, pineapple, like,
Yeah,
like guys eat pineapple. Like, I like.
What you're saying is you enjoy a tasty
The amount
load.
of pineapple that it would take for it to have even like a 1% effect on how you taste is like a ridiculous amount that would like kill you. Like, it's like basically like not true at all. Like, impossible. Like, no, like, I think what you eat does affect it though.
Right.
I think
It does.
but not like that, not like so much, not like.
Well, I mean, if you're eating fast food and garbage and just bullshit, your load will probably taste fucking bullshit and garbage. I mean, most loads probably taste like shit anyways, so.
I love that shit. I don't know. Weird. Anyways, the point I really wanted to make here is like, don't be shy and don't be ashamed if you have something, or if your pussy stink one day, or if your cum tastes like shit one day, or a couple days or whatever. Like, shit fucking happens, and make sure you're clean. And if you're not clean, like, don't be shy and embarrassed and do something about it. And like, you're good and everybody's good and nobody gives a fuck because this is 2018 and shit fucking happens. Like,
Right. We're on a new era.
that's it. That was like Creep's final thought. Do you have a final thought?
I do. Left you hanging. I mean, I guess a final thought would be, be honest with your partners. And if you're, like I said, your dude or chick keeps asking you if you have an STD, they probably are the one that has it. They're doing that reverse psychology shit.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Making you trying to feel like you're the one that got it. That gave it to them. So.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna,
Well,
I already had my final thought. My bad.
yeah, your final thought's done. You need to shut the fuck up. Because it's the end of the show, and it was a stellar one. Did you know that this was volume 40? We didn't even announce it at the beginning.
God damn, we're getting old as fuck.
I know. Next thing you know, here we go, rolling into 52, our 1 year anniversary, and then I don't know what's next after that. Something fun, I hope.
That's crazy.
So, but folks, friends, follow us on our Snapchats and our Instagrams and all the other fun things that we do and have. And I'm supposed to do a podcast on Sundays called Big Gamers Small Talk, but sometimes I just don't do it because I got things going on or my internet sucks. But follow me on Twitter at Mr. Chris Steele. That's MrKrisSteel. Creep keeps leaning forward and disappearing from the camera, so I don't know if she's just gotten up and walked away or what have you.
I was trying to take a picture of my toe.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to send it to you.
Yeah, we have 46 seconds. I want to get the last bit reaction. And there's your knee. Your knee looks
I'm not
boring.
doing it.
All right, fine, whatever then. Oh, Creep just sent it. Oh, you can't hear it because the volume's low. Well, that's a guy saying fucking disgusting. Whatever. Creep, where can our friends find you?
I can hear it. Find me on creepqueen.com. Get my premium, get my porn, get my merch, get my splurges, get my panties, get whatever the fuck you want. Maybe some stickers. Follow me on Twitter, creepxqueen, and Snapchat, creepqueenxxx.
Yes.
Woo!
Folks, thank you for listening. Thank you for rating and reviewing. And as always, thank you for being a friend.
Hello, I am your announcer, Bethany. Please remember to rate and review 5 stars on iTunes. Rating and reviewing helps out the show. Thanks for listening to the Double Penetration Podcast with your hosts, Creep and Steele on Demon Seed Radio Network.